going on, guys? Let's do a podcast again. Joshua Denny.
Jared Smith.
Anthony Crouch.
This is our bi-weekly rambling session. Just talk about random stuff. Weirdly enough, we always say we're going to start when we first get here because we'll ramble the whole time anyway. Mm-hmm. So we've already rambled about a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
We're pretty much, we'll talk about what we've done this week or things, other video game nerdy shit we've got into, and it'll probably just lead to where we normally go.
I Big Lebowski'd myself today, so that was fun.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That was good, yeah. Big Lebowski'ing yourself on the internet is when you throw ashes into the wind and they smack you in the face. And I did that cleaning out the grill to make hamburgers for us before this. This usual get together.
We seem more tired. It's because we have eaten before.
Yeah.
Coming into this rather than normally when we eat after.
And we're also starting about 2 hours later than we normally do.
Yeah. And I've watched like 6 kids in the last 48 hours.
No, but what we were talking about before we started filming, I think what the One Piece live action's been pretty good, and other than the fact that the kid who played Aang was apparently a big ass pervert, the live action Last Airbender was supposed to be pretty good too.
But is Avatar The Last Airbender an anime?
No, but yes. It's in the same
What makes it
conversation.
What makes it
but
not an anime?
It's an American animation.
What was it? I saw.
Yeah, what's anime? Anime is just
It's just Japanese animation. Yeah.
That's what the definition of anime is Japanese animation.
I
Because I figured anime is just short for animation.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's why it's just called anime.
I saw a funny meme about this.
An animated TV show.
And it said, we have anime at home, and it like had Ninja Turtles and The Last Airbender, and like, that's the anime we have at home.
So yeah, dictionary says anime is a style of Japanese film and television animation typically aimed at adults as well as children.
So all ages is what they say there. Okay. So I guess then Last Airbender is a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's what we call them here in America. Is cartoons, I suppose.
Yeah. But I mean, it kind of falls in that aspect, just American anime.
Yeah.
Which because like it's for both kids and adults. Granted, 100%. I have
and
never
it's
watched.
not considered an anime because it's American animated television.
I have never.
So what do we call it then? What is the
Cartoon?
American? Oh, that's okay.
I've never watched Avatar all the way through.
Really?
Yeah. It was after my time. Like I had Gargoyles, kind of. That was still in my time period, which I like. Gargoyles, that's American anime.
Gargoyles was awesome.
Yeah.
I like Gargoyles.
Great soundtrack, great voice actors.
Who's your favorite gargoyle?
The pudgy one. I don't remember the names.
I don't remember their names either, but mine was the little one, the real scrawny one.
Yeah.
One that had big ass head.
I liked
his body.
I was a big fan of Goliath because at the time I also had a mullet, and it made me feel better that another big sumbitch had a mullet. Him and Kurt Russell kept me going for a few years.
Shit.
Well, because I was the fat kid, chubby kid, not fat, chubby kid with an eye patch, because this lazy mother trucker who didn't get to work in, and long hair. So Snake Plissken and Goliath, and Snake from Metal Gear Solid, gave me hope that I too could be cool someday. As I sit here in Crocs and shorts and a Bluey t-shirt.
It was also apparently heavily censored and or banned due to gun violence and violent scenes in general.
I thought it'd be for the whole bestiality thing where the police detective was into the giant winged Goliath gargoyle.
I mean, yeah, that'll do it too.
So you liked which one, Broadway or Hudson? Hudson was chubby but was smarter. Did you like the stupid one? With the big blue one, this guy? That's Broadway.
I was thinking the older one, Hudson.
Yeah, Hudson's cool, because he was like Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Lexington. Which they're all, other than Goliath, I'm pretty sure they're all named after the street of which they are gargoyles of.
Yeah.
Or the street they face.
Oh.
Brooklyn, Lexington, Broadway, Hudson.
That makes sense, actually.
The dog was cool.
Yeah, I like the dog, too.
Yeah.
I don't see, they don't have the dog one here, mainly because I guess it just barked.
Gargoyle. finish saying the woman. The Goyle.
Bronx.
Bronx, yeah.
The dog-like gargoyle beast who is named after the New York borough. He often stays with Hudson within the clan's residence, keeping him company while watching television.
Remember Street Sharks?
Oh, Street Sharks. They started re-releasing the toys for that.
Really?
You can buy them, yeah. Mattel started re-releasing them.
Hell yeah.
Love Street Sharks.
Yeah. You know who else likes Street Sharks? Vin Diesel.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, he has an actual commercial where
Yeah.
he talks about
Oh, yeah, I do remember
Street
that.
Sharks.
That was
and
like one of his first.
Super excited about it.
I was more of a Biker Mice
He
from
had hair.
Mars, guys.
That was weird. What is it?
Biker Mice from Mars.
I know you're talking. I didn't really ever
I have
watch
no
the TV
idea.
show. But I know
It
what
was
you're talking
3 mice from Mars that rode motorcycles. One of them had an eye patch and a cool metal fucking arm. And, like, they fought bad guys.
about. Me and Brandon used to have.
It was a fucking awesome show.
Used to have we actually used to have some of the Street Shark toys were pretty sweet though, to be honest with you.
I feel like I may have watched something. from
The
it.
Street Shark
Looks
toys had
familiar.
they had rubber skin on their backs and stuff.
What was
Yeah.
What
I
was
used to
all
have a
the
few of them.
animal-themed TV shows as we were kids?
It made way for furries.
Yeah. Because
that's my
I'm thinking
guess.
what do you call it? Moo Mesa was another one from when we were kids. You guys might be too young for that. It was the Cowboys of Moo Mesa, and it was anamorphic cows that fought crime.
I will say one of my favorite TV shows watching it that was if we're talking animal based was the Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah.
That cartoon was sick.
I had all the toys from the Mighty Ducks: the motorcycle, the jet, the SUV thing. Divorced parents are good for toys.
Yeah. Not mine. My divorced parents were not good for toys. They were both just broke all the time.
Yeah, my I don't know. I never asked where money came from. Probably should have.
You're getting toys, dude. I never really
Yeah.
questioned it.
The Mighty Ducks had a good theme song. Like, honestly.
I don't know. I was watching this TikTok one day and it was talking about theme songs, and they're like, we just need to be catchy. We don't need to be too catchy. We just need to get the audience. So you don't have to do great on it. And then it comes back. It acts like it leaves. It comes back, and they're doing the Digimon theme song, and I was like, yo,
Digimon,
theme
that was
song,
my
I
jam.
stole it, dude.
Digimon was a great.
See, I like Pokemon. I love Digimon.
Digimon's
was
TV
way
show
higher
was
for me.
so much better.
I have a Digimon up here. Gabumon. He's up there.
Oh yeah.
Very top.
Digimon was so much better of a TV show.
It was.
Yes.
Pokemon is like they dumbed it down way too kiddish.
100% for me. It goes Digimon, Monster Rancher, then Pokemon.
I don't know if I ever watched Monster Rancher.
It's all on Prime for free. Highly suggest watching it.
I like Monster Rancher. I did not like it as much as Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it's definitely Digimon, Pokemon.
I like the
Monster
Pokemon
Rancher.
games, and I like the Monster Rancher games.
Yeah.
Digimon games all sucked.
What was your favorite?
For the most part, yeah. Like Cyber Sleuth has been pretty good. I love the first Digimon World. Apparently the new one's not that great, but I don't know. I haven't tried it
It's like
yet.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's first season, solid. After that, you're like, oh, why did we advance so far?
Right.
In so little time.
I know they had motorcycles over the Yu-Gi-Oh things. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
but
the,
next
well,
year,
the,
something
the
like
first
that.
season, you literally watch them battle, and you're like, dude, this is gnarly. And the second season, they got that stupid little
arm thing. Yeah.
The
like,
dueling
Jesus.
disc.
Yeah, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Have you guys watched people do those on TikTok lives?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I can't sleep, sometimes it's like, yeah, okay, I feel better about where I'm at right now.
Although I do have to say, if you're going into like a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, if you have the dueling disc, I respect you more.
Fair.
Because you're really committed to it.
I don't.
Actually, I got a buddy who wins a bunch of those Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments.
I bought a box of
I actually
Yu-Gi-Oh
gave
cards.
up on Yu-Gi-Oh because of him. He's too good.
I could get you back into it. I bought a box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You beat the shit out of me.
I mean, I'd have to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards again. I
I'm
had
pretty sure we can take
like,
my box. I bought
most of the first edition ones
Oh.
got stolen. Probably sold for like $20 for meth because my old drummer's a piece of shit.
Apparently, I just learned recently that that first edition Yu-Gi-Oh cards really don't sell very much. They sell very high.
A few cards do.
I was actually
Not
this
a lot of
It's
them.
really funny we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh first edition cards because yesterday I was working with a buddy of mine. He doesn't work my shift normally, but he came into work because two people were off. His name is Luke, and he was talking about it because he said that he said that he sold all of his Yu-Gi-Oh cards because he didn't use them anymore or whatever. So he took them to like the games shop here in town.
Yeah.
Took it to them and traded it in. He said he was expecting to get like $400. He said he got like $280.
Yeah.
And he said, so what he did with that deck, which is another little segue for us, is he bought his first Warhammer army.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
And he got into Warhammer. Now he's into Warhammer. You should see his painting. He's
I
into.
know.
Unfortunately, you couldn't play against him.
Why?
You guys are about the same armies.
Who's he got? Space Marines?
He does. I do believe it's the Custodes.
Oh, that's gonna be his army.
Oh, well, he's.
Yeah. I have a bunch. I have about 2,000 point.
But
army
he has.
of
He does
Custodians.
it's.
You will have to buy like one more box set.
Makes
That would
sense.
be about it.
But he was showing me some of the ones he's
They
painted.
lowered some of the points recently.
He was showing me some of the ones he painted, and let me fucking tell you, dude. This
Sick.
boy is creative. Like he does it like he doesn't just do like the outline of like how I make mine look like they're dirty or war torn or whatever.
Yeah.
He makes it look like their armor's been aged. And
Oh,
then like
that's
he literally
dope.
paints up onto their leg that makes it look like they've been running
this is
through
the
mud.
superior hobby. I'm just gonna stand by it.
There's that
No,
model.
you can't play with them.
Yes, I.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
It doesn't have a game around it. Does it count?
Yeah, but it brings me joy.
My
Just sit
And
my
a
stepsister's
Warhammer will bring you
boyfriend
more
is, like,
joy.
builds some of these.
Because
he
you
has this
can
one that's got a shield like this.
Probably
Oh, wow.
paint them all,
Giant motherfucker.
and you could beat someone's ass with them.
Well, you can make a game around that.
Yeah.
You just gotta be creative.
Tau. Just run Tau. I mean, they're the fucking anime mech army.
Okay. I can do that. Yeah. I do like my mechs.
I just want to get them in the hobby quicker, so I'm selling them my Custodes.
Yeah. I need more hobbies.
That, and I just decided I like dreadnoughts and wanted to buy a bunch of Space Marines because the Iron Hands and their super depression is awesome to me.
Yeah,
Worries me on firearms some days.
It's fine.
Their depression just spokes to me.
No,
haven't
I
seen my
said their
block.
super depression.
Yeah.
Okay? And to be
I don't know
fair,
if that makes it better.
I will never kill myself if it makes one person happy. Because fuck that one person in particular. I don't know who they are, but if one person would be happy with my death, fuck that one person. I'm staying alive in spite.
I've got a laundry list of people I gotta outlive. I mean, after the last
Yeah,
one,
mine's
Although if I go on my deathbed, there's allegedly going to be a lot of bodies.
I will say that I do have a buddy named Jordan that my goal is to outlive him because he's too big of a bitch.
It's fair.
So Jordan lives longer than me.
Jeff Gordon. I have to outlive Jeff Gordon.
Hopefully, he's in his 50s, 60s?
Yep, I gotta outlive Jeff
Hey,
Gordon.
did you know that he just within the last year he finally beat Dale Earnhardt in wins?
Huh.
I was like, good. Dale Earnhardt's been dead for 20 years.
Right. My grandparents were actually at that race when he hit the wall.
Huh. You guys watched the documentary yet that they're up on Amazon?
Oh man.
I have. It's pretty good.
No, but every time I think of Dale Earnhardt, I always think of the one
Where's the
joke.
first episode, I should say?
I always think of the one joke. It's like, what's Pink Floyd and Dale Earnhardt have in common?
Biggest hit was the wall.
Their biggest hit was the wall. Duh.
Although I really liked Money by Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd's always been too stoner rock for me.
Yeah, the weird thing is I wasn't...
I think I've listened to the Pink Floyd songs more by Korn than
Yes.
by them.
I get that. I just always liked stoner music, I guess. Like, I wasn't a stoner, because I just enjoyed the music. I was really into ska for a while.
I mean, that's probably the biggest indication.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what ska is.
It's punk rock with brass music. Like trombones, some trumpets. Yeah, but with metal guitars.
I don't think I know.
Good, yeah.
It's the America's Funniest Home Videos intro.
Yeah.
That's ska.
Yeah.
By definition, that one is ska. It's ska.
It's,
well, I don't know if I remember the America's Funniest Home Videos.
That's fair.
It's music for people who hate their parents, but also somehow love them.
Well, my parents are okay. My parents are good people. They'll never hear this.
Yeah.
They don't love me enough to support my podcast, but
No, my dad actually told me 100% that my dad hates country.
yeah.
Hates country. He one time said if I ever became a famous country singer, he would listen to none of my music, but support me 100%.
That's positive. I mean, he's being
He said,
supportive.
I'd tell people you're my kid, but I wouldn't listen to anything you made. And I said, fair enough.
I could just see him like talking to somebody. Yeah, that's my son. I'm like, oh, I love this song by him. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I've never heard it, but I've heard it's pretty good.
Weirdly enough, I can imagine my dad sitting there and it, like being on the radio, and he's like, "Oh, hey, funny story. This is my son." And they're like, "Yeah."
Now
They're
turn
like,
it off.
They're like, "No way." And he's like, "Yeah, let's see if there's something better on."
Yeah. Like, look, I listened to him talk enough.
Yeah. Let's see if there's got to be AC/DC on one of these channels.
Right.
Little
Oh yeah, because he's big into.
He I've only a lot of the music, a lot of the older music I've listened to only comes solely from him, and all up until like a year ago, I'd have thought my dad really liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
But he has told me multiple times that if they're on the radio, he'll look for something better, and if he doesn't find anything better, he will listen to it.
I honestly shared that
It's fair.
feeling about the Red Hot Chili
Oh, I like
Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't mind him.
Californication's about it.
Nah, Scar Tissue's really good. Under the Bridge is really good.
I don't know any of their song names.
Scar Tissue, what you
Oh,
saw.
and that is a good song.
Oh yeah.
Under
Well,
the Bridge
Danny
is all about doing
California,
it.
that's
Danny
good.
California is my favorite song by him.
Janie California's a solid song.
But
Any song they sing about California.
Under the Bridge is like,
solid.
Under the Bridge downtown. That one.
Okay, yeah.
That's where, what is it? It's where I threw my life away. It's all about doing heroin.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's generally where that happens.
Yeah. Like even in Southern Ohio, it's just overpasses.
Yep. Or bridges where there's water.
Yeah.
I think you mispronounced overdoses. That's what those are called now.
No. The overpass is where they do the overdose.
That's actually where
Yeah.
the name overpass comes from.
So technically,
Because
they're
you're passing
they're-
over.
They're underpass overdose, and we're overpass underdose.
Yeah.
Fucking
Under the influence.
yeah. Under the influence.
Although I do
Get
have to say the
homesick.
DARE program did not work because no one just randomly offers me drugs as an adult or child, and
Weirdly enough, you say
kind
that.
of disappointing.
Weirdly enough, you say that. I have been hanging out with a friend, and we were supposed to go play Pokemon Go. I won't say the friend's name,
Right.
but we were going to go play Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
and Brandon was passing out. Brandon is my brother. He's not the guy that's in question. My brother was passing out. He was like falling asleep, and the guy did offer Brandon free cocaine to get him going, so we could go play Pokemon Go.
Wow.
I
that's
mean-
something. Free
So Brandon's
cocaine.
DARE program, pretty spot on.
Yeah. Well, it's Brandon.
Yeah.
Like,
Brandon finds himself in those situations, but Brandon's like, no, dude, I think we're good. We should just we should just leave before I fall always.
Yeah, I don't think
Right.
anybody's ever
So,
offered me
Brandon
free
did not
drugs.
take the free cocaine.
I've had free alcohol pushed towards me quite a bit.
yeah. My favorite was going to Stonewall. I spent $5 on my first beer, and after that, didn't have to buy another drink.
Yeah, see,
Although I think they
the
were
DARE
trying to play a
program
game, how many drinks until I turned gay.
the DARE program
Was the
should
answer
have
two?
focused.
I went to 14 and
Jesus.
still didn't go home with any of them, so...
Yeah, it's because he got too drunk and forgot he was.
Yeah.
He started off gay. They just tricked him into sober.
Yeah, about 10, I turned gay. 14 turned me back.
14, he's like, what am I doing?
It's like, oh, too many dicks.
Yeah. I'm confused. I don't know which dick I want. I'm just don't want any of them.
Yeah.
I just became stubborn and started playing too hard to get.
Right.
I don't.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to.
I think my DARE program should have prepared me for bacon. Because people do offer me bacon often.
Yeah.
It is a weird situation.
But you hate bacon.
I do. I know.
It's
Dude,
so
it's
weird.
weird. Like I said, I was at a food truck at work, and me and my buddy were like the last two people. We got out there really late, and he orders, and he was paying for it because when we worked together, I bought the DoorDash, and he just paid for the food trucks. And he comes up, and he's like, yeah, can I get a double cheeseburger and some fries? And I said, yeah. He stepped off to the side, and I said, yeah, can I get a double cheeseburger plain and some fries? They're like, you want bacon on that? We got a lot of bacon. And I was like, motherfucker just went right before me. You didn't offer him bacon at all. And he's like, yo, I'll take bacon. I don't like bacon. So I said, no. And they gave him all the bacon because they were going to give it to me.
I'm willing to bet their hamburgers are not all that flavorful, and you ordered it plain, so there was nothing going with it. And they wanted to throw in the bacon in there to make it taste better.
Where was this at?
This was a food truck. They're called.
Food truck. Okay.
They're not that. They're not.
For
bad.
some reason, I got in my head Wendy's, and I'm like, I don't know. Their plain hamburgers are pretty good.
I have a story about Wendy's too, to be honest with you. So I've been actually getting plain Dave's triples, just cheese. Oh my god, dude, they hit. They hit
so good.
every time. Because their cheese fucking melts perfectly with it. Hits so hard. Well, me and Brandon went there. We was going to a lot of my stories have to do with Brandon. He is my brother. So
That makes sense, though.
but me and Brandon was going to his daughter's basketball game, and it's fucking like an hour and a half drive away or whatever. And when we was going, I was like, Brandon, I haven't eaten today. Can we stop and get food? He said, yeah, sure. We'll stop at Wendy's on the way, whatever. I said, okay. And then when we got there, he said, hey, do you mind if I get something? I can pay you back, whatever. I said, yeah, no problem. So he ordered a pretzel baconator, a pretzel double baconator. I ordered a Dave's double. I got it, opened it, or I smelled it, and I was like, I smell bacon. This one's yours, Brandon. Handed it to him. Opened up the next one, pretzel bread. Why am I not smelling the bacon and the pretzel bread together? That's because they put all of his Baconator bacon on my Dave's double. The one is called a pretzel Baconator.
Yeah.
Wendy's is never.
His sandwich was prepared. His sandwich was prepared as the Baconator without bacon.
I
was like, dude, what in the fuck?
I went to Wendy's about a month ago for breakfast because I like going places for breakfast. I don't like eating fast food normally otherwise. And I got that maple.
Fast food breakfast it's
good,
expensive.
But it's expensive.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, fast food breakfast is kind of like divorce. So expensive because it's worth it.
Maybe. a medium or a large orange juice from McDonald's is a medium-sized drink for $9 almost.
You get that.
That's like $5, but it's
But
fucking expensive.
I got the maple bacon chicken sandwich there like a month ago, and like they didn't put the maple sauce on it; they put like a hollandaise sauce on it, and it was the grossest thing I've ever bitten into.
Yeah, that's Taco Bell with their chicken quesadillas. If they don't have their jalapeno ranch sauce they put on it normally, they put on chipotle sauce. That's fucking gross.
You get
Yeah.
that.
I have learned if you order off the Taco Bell app, you get a cheese quesadilla, add chicken. It's cheaper, and you get way more chicken.
No. I just
Because I've ordered just the chicken quesadilla.
yeah.
You know, it's got some chicken in it, but not a whole fuck ton. If you add chicken to a cheese quesadilla, they put the whole damn bird on
Hey,
it.
better yet, hear me out on this. This is kind of a wild thing. If you go there and just order the creamy jalapeno sauce, creamy jalapeno sauce, whatever that's what they use for it.
Yeah.
You can order those, and they're like 10 cents a cup. You can order about 12 cups. Go to Walmart, buy a bag of chicken. You basically fry the chicken, however you want to prepare the chicken. Get it hot.
Yeah.
Take a tortilla shell. Take one of those cups. Smear all that on the tortilla shell. Slap the chicken in there. Slide that bitch into a fucking George Foreman grill.
Okay.
Make
Where's
your own
the cheese?
You put the cheese in.
Okay.
Cheese, it's half
You
cheese.
didn't say cheese. I wanted to make sure.
I
there's
was
cheese.
thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I didn't say cheese, but yeah. So you take the cheese. You basically you put the sauce on, or then you put chicken on one side, cheese on the other, or you put cheese down here, chicken here. Fold that bitch over, slap it in George Foreman, let it cook both sides.
Okay.
My God, dude, you get to determine how much chicken you have in those bitches.
I stand by that
It's
like that.
their chicken nuggets they have at Taco Bell now are the best. I legitimately every time I want fast food now, it's the middle of the day, going to fucking Taco Bell and getting some of those nuggets. And it's zero sugar.
I like the macros on the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I do not like their chicken nuggets.
Really?
What I've had, it wasn't good.
Did you get the honey mustard, like jalapeno sauce stuff though?
I don't dip my chicken nuggets in sauce.
Okay.
So
What
that's
yeah,
kind of...
what do you mean by macros?
So macros are macronutrients as far as like protein, carbs, fat.
I will let you know this. You saying macros while describing fast food made you sound more like a tool.
No, that's 100% fair. That is fair.
When you're like,
That is
I
fair.
went to McDonald's because the macros were where I want. Yeah, come on, dude. You went to McDonald's to get some fucking food, brother.
I was explaining the health
Yeah.
benefits of Taco Bell.
Chicken nuggets
Chicken
over
nuggets?
other
Yeah.
chicken nuggets?
Oh, yeah, actually,
yes,
yeah, they're
over other
much
chicken
healthier.
nuggets.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should go into that because I was like, huh?
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, Why just their chicken nuggets? Huh?
That's like, if you want better burgers, the Macros on Wendy's is better.
Yeah.
They're good.
But
Less
I think that's mainly due
preservatives.
to
A good
the
Wendy's,
fresh
a
never
good
frozen, not
Wendy's,
a whole lot of
a
preservatives.
good Wendy's burger will fucking could probably
Oh yeah.
stop a war.
100%. I miss the pretzel bacon.
Although the U.S. military can set up a Burger King in whatever location they're in within 48 hours.
It'll pop
They
one
have
out.
mobile Burger King stations.
I mean,
Dude,
I'm
I mean,
only
probably
going-
the lesser
If
of
you're-
the fast food.
I will say
but
this
still.
though. When
It's
it
the
comes
best
to
breakfast.
food, when it comes to
Yes.
food though, if you ever go to find yourself in, I want to say they're stationed in Circleville, but they are called Tasties.
Okay.
Okay.
Pasties sounds like, but if it was Pasties, it sounds more like a strip club.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Tasties,
Yes.
spelled not the way you think, not actually tasty.
Assume 2 E's.
No, it's weird. I'd have to show you. But they have a thing called their loaded fries. They have multiple different types of fries. They have Philly cheesesteak fries, bacon, bacon. It's like bacon ranch fries, something like that. Their normal fries are just their loaded fries. But their loaded fries are fries, macaroni, pulled pork, lathered in barbecue sauce.
Oh god.
So fucking good, dude.
All right.
They're closed on Sundays and Mondays. Oh my god, dude. There for a while I was making a habit of trying to get them every single Saturday. So fucking good.
If you ever get the chance to go up to Columbus on the campus, there's a restaurant called Hangover Easy. Has some of the best breakfast I've ever had. They have like spicy chicken and
You got
waffles.
the name, like.
This place?
Yeah. See how the Tasties isn't spelled how you'd expect Tasties to be spelled. They're also their chicken, like their little breaded chicken like that.
Yeah.
Also really good. They have a decent in-house barbecue.
Oh,
they
there's
make.
are they a food truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say like I lived in Circleville, like grew up around there. Like what the fuck is Tasties?
All this food looks really good.
It is super good. Obviously, the ones that have the bacon and stuff on it, I don't eat. Obviously. But.
Yeah, makes sense. Food trucks for me have always been iffy. I got really bad food poisoning from a taco truck on the south side of Columbus once. And I've been a little iffy about food trucks since.
I mean, you said two things that could very well make it sketchy.
Yeah,
Southside.
Southside Columbus and food truck, because
Yeah.
food trucks are hit or miss.
They were parked in the parking lot of a decommissioned putt-putt horse. Like the giraffe was decapitated, sitting in the
That
so,
that adds points in my
yeah, yeah.
To be honest with you, we get food trucks almost every single day at work. Not on the weekends, obviously. Throughout the week, we do.
Yeah.
We have a consistent people come in. We have like Mama's Burgers, not bad. There used to be this one that came in every Wednesday called Ashbrook, which is really funny because the first time they ever came in, a lot of people got in trouble with their wives because on your receipt or how it pops up in your
on your card
debit,
statement.
your card statement, it's 2 hot chicks.
Ha!
So it's really funny too, because people said they got in trouble because it looks like it's porno. It looks like it's
Yeah.
porno.
Yeah.
But it's 2 hot chicks, and like normally the prices are right around like $15.90 something. So you're like, oh, you fucking bought porn. But they have a so they have a sandwich. It's their patty melt sandwich. So fucking good. I get it. It's like Texas toast, and then a cheeseburger in there, and then it has like onions on it. And I get barbecue sauce. I did barbecue sauce in it because if I'm only getting onions on a sandwich, I typically go onions barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so fucking good. They're really good. My uncle's food truck comes in there every now and again, called Up and Smoke. They do pulled pork, pulled chicken, some nachos, stuff like that. Really fucking good. So we see food trucks all the time. Tasties, Jonesy. Some of them aren't very great.
Well, I mean,
I will say
You ever
this.
had hillbilly hibachi?
No, but we have had a hibachi truck come in there, but I'm pretty sure that truck just does whatever the fuck they want. Because they've came in 3 times, I've never had the same thing. We did have a food truck come in one time. I don't remember their name now, but they had a slice of pizza as their image, like as their like decal.
Yeah.
And you go out there and you look, and you're like, "Hey, can I get a pizza?" And they're like, "We don't sell pizza."
yeah.
A little misleading here.
Well, I feel like you should. They sold like pizza subs and stuff, which was weird. Then the next time they came back, they sold pizza.
Well, yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. It's just DiGiorno.
Yeah. It was actually really good pizza. It was actually some of the best pizza I've gotten off of a food truck. It was $2 a slice, and I mean, and the slice was like it was every bit about like this wide of the crust, and then all the way down about like that. Like it was a real good sized piece for $2.
Oh yeah.
So I was surprised it was only $2. But
That's
I
where
imagine
the most places that sell by the slice. It's like $5-6.
Yeah.
So hell yeah.
Especially like at a fair or festival or something like that. It's
Oh
always
yeah,
expensive.
dude. We went to the Flower and Wing Festival here in town. Like everything was freaking expensive, and
Yeah.
my significant other wouldn't let me argue with the Scientologists that were there because there was a Scientologist booth. I was like, come on, they're even having a sign about how to improve your mental health. I'm like, let me decimate them.
Is that where that's what that place was?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yes. It was.
I should have stopped and argued.
I did like how Jared got sassy there on his yes. He's like, yes.
Yeah.
You're like, is that what it was?
So we went
Yes.
Saturday, and there was an old football player there for Ohio State, and it's hilarious how many people were like, "Oh, I remember when that guy played," and just kept walking. I'm just like, man, this dude's standing there like all big and strong, still jacked, and it's just like you could just watch his ego deflating.
There used to be a football player that came
Because I looked
into,
at the sign, looked at him, looked at the sign, looked at him, and I'm like,
Was
I don't
it-
know you,
was it at
and
least
walked
a
away.
famous one?
You know what his name was?
Yeah, I'm curious about the name because I watched Ohio State.
Yeah. Let me see. I should be able to pull it up.
Was it an Ohio State player? It was like Tim DeMoe. Just was randomly in Chillicothe.
It was at Ohio State.
No.
It gave till like 99 when he played or something like that.
Must be somebody like incredible. But
Yeah,
I'll
like-
I'll say I know their thing can't be down yet.
It was. I mean, I enjoyed it. My significant other bought a candle. I almost bought a wizard hat.
I bought a mug because I wanted the sarsaparilla they were selling.
I get that.
And she was like, because I walked up, I was like, hey, she's like, we sell mugs. I'm like, and she's like, and it comes with free refills. I'm like, all right, sold. I'm like, you know what? I'll tell you what. You choose what I buy. And she was like, I'm gonna choose the double wall of extra. It's basically the most expensive one they had. And I'm like, that's fair. I like your reasoning because she actually gave me a solid reason for it.
Yeah.
And she was like, I have camo that's discounted because they sent it to us by mistake 3 years ago, and I'm still trying to get rid of it. And I'm like, sold. I'm like, as I'm wearing a,
We should pause it.
I should pause it.
Pause.
Pause.
We are back.
James Cotton. That was who.
Yeah,
it
James
was.
Cotton was the football player who was there.
Yes.
We looked it up. Honestly, the best thing was looking up posts to try to figure out who it was. And it was a lady who had her picture. Had my picture taken with some football player at the feast. I don't know his name, though. And there's both giving thumbs up. I'm like,
James Cotton.
You're gonna get like a crotch shot for a second. I gotta close this.
close in the
You just told me
blind.
to close it.
You can let the cat out,
There you go.
probably. That was Elsie the cat. Elsie the cat, everybody. Usually there's Josie the cat who's on my lap by the end of this stuff.
James Cotton. Played in the NFL.
So, to bring all of our loves of things together, if you had to play a sport in a alternate universe kind of thing, like, where you have, what do you call it, stuff from Harry Potter,
Quidditch?
Quidditch, and you have other, other
Oh,
mythical
you had to play a sport that wasn't a real
sport in our world, but it's like a sport in otherwise.
I have an answer. I just gotta think of the name.
I already know my answer too, so.
Let me see what it's called.
For me, it's Blitzball from Final Fantasy X.
Okay, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, like, because I can't.
I couldn't think of what it was called.
That just seems fun, like floating and kicking things. Because I'm too much of a big guy for Quidditch.
Ooh, animal fighting. Pokemon.
Ah! I think that's more Palmon, too. Which I
Oh, no, Pal World. American
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
You get a gun.
I really enjoyed Palworld,
Actually,
actually.
we open that up a little bit because you got real dark after I closed that.
Usually he's only dark after his jokes.
That should be good. In fact, that'll brighten you up more.
I'm trying to think of what's his name, man?
And any game played in Tron. Like the light cycles in Tron would be fun. I mean, a good chance of death, but
Well, let's just look up fantasy games.
yeah. I mean, you'd probably play real life Warhammer.
Yeah.
If we're talking about fantasy games, I would like to play God.
Civilization.
I knew this is what was going to happen. I'm trying to think what this.
Yeah, I made the mistake of just typing in fantasy games and just got a bunch of video games.
I was trying to think what his name is.
Video game category: video games about video games. Oh, Sword Art Online, I guess. I don't want to go to Sword Art Online. I don't want to get into a video game where I die in real life. That was basically Skyrim.
I could survive. You just gotta make sure you party up and don't do anything stupid. And
Okay.
quite frankly, by the time I hit any of the levels, I'm gonna be over leveled because I'll kill rats for the first 6 months until I'm comfortable. Then I'll move on to wolves for 6 months, and they're like, "Oh, what level are you?" I don't know, 1,000. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, I just remember the trick in Skyrim where you just blacksmith for hours and hours and hours and hours, and then you're level 1,000,000 and can kill everything.
Yeah.
I can't figure it. I can't figure it.
Making daggers. I use that cheat too much.
I do that, or
That's
just sneak around guards, then hide, and then you're hidden. Then you go in front of them. You're not.
The game I would play is. What the hell? Why would I do that? The game I'd play is called Blood Rush.
Okay.
It is the nation of Solus's Blood Rush is the incredibly popular sport that holds a similar status to American football in typical modern high schools. The exact rules are unknown, but it seems to be a combination of American football and soccer. The game is played with two teams of about a dozen players. The playing field is approximately 140 feet long, and is about which is one half as long as a standard football field. The field is made of stone, tile, and has a half-field line in the middle of two scoring zones at either end. During the game, the players run around and throw the ball to each other in order to score. Players will receive red and white Letterman jackets to showcase if they are on the team, though these jackets are apparently to be purchased prior to actually making the team.
Do you guys remember the movie Rollerball?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be a fun sport.
Rollerball.
Try to think of the
Paul Heyman's in that movie.
Blitz the League.
Oh, the football
Where
one?
the football one where it's just football, but you're encouraged to give your players steroids and drugs, and it's encouraged to hurt the other players.
If I have to say where the
Or Blood Bowl, if I want to stick to the Warhammer thing.
if I have to say where one of the game is that I wanted to play is from, oh, damn, I do look really dark right there. The Blood Rush is from Dimension 20.
Okay.
It's the game that they play for Fantasy High.
Why it's so dark? We don't have that little light on.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Dimension 20 solid stuff.
I like Dimension 20. I watch pretty much all their stuff. Friendly Mulligan's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, Brandon Mulligan's amazing.
Yeah.
There we go, that should
That's
save
some
it time.
light to it.
Yep.
Alright. Everyone is supposed to pay me $10 because here's Booty Shot. Boop.
Crotch shot and a booty shot, huh?
Yep. $10. I expect it to be sent to my account.
Or if you or his former priest, you're welcome.
Nope.
Didn't have a former priest, or wasn't molested by one?
I wasn't a cute enough kid.
Tough, dude. Tough.
Sorry,
dude.
I spent my weekend with a Catholic, and the jokes have been eating me up inside. Because I'm an Irish Catholic, so means we just don't go when we make jokes. They're self-deprecating.
I just make fun of my Catholic pharmacist.
Yeah,
by telling him Catholic jokes. Like,
Not gonna
you know what a
lie.
reverse exorcism is?
No.
No.
It's when the devil tells the priest to get out of the kid.
Ah!
Yikes. My buddy told me one a while back where he said, "What's the difference, or what does an orgasm and a pulse have in common?" So I don't care if she has one. And I was like, tough,
Oh.
tough.
So, did I tell you about the people at the pool yesterday that me and Brittany are fairly certain were having sex while the children are in the pool? And like,
How
not
else are you
just
supposed to do it?
like my children, but like their own children.
Is this like a public pool?
Yeah, we went to the
Silicon pool?
but no, the pool what do you call it? The Christopher Inn's pool, because that's where Brittany's family's staying. And like the kids are swimming in our end, and this rather large couple come in with their two kids, and they start swimming, and then the kids are over there playing Marco Polo, and mom's got dad up against the wall, and she's just like bouncing up and down. And I'm like, is that happening? Is that what's going on?
They're on vacation, buddy.
It's the
Yeah.
only time the belly will get out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like, speaking of Marco Polo, I got a polo I can Marco you with. And she's like, really? Have you seen it? He's like, not in a couple of years.
Not in a couple of years. You find it, you can use it.
You find it, girl, it's yours.
I felt bad because I am a bigger guy, but I was like, they're just making love their natural habitat. It's fun.
Oh, shit.
Two whales
The
fucking.
manatees are fucking.
Two whales fucking. I ain't ever seen that shit before. Don't you two normally fuck under the water?
Didn't know you had to come up for air for that one.
How often do whales come up for air?
I don't know. I've actually never put that much thought into it.
They do have to breathe air.
Yeah, I'm so
Why
But
not?
dolphins are often swim close to the surface of the water
Yeah.
anyway. So.
I know there's certain whales that can dive really deep though, because they're the ones that fight like the giant squids and bullshit.
That is a good question. I wonder how often whales come up to the surface for air.
Every 7 to 15 minutes.
What?
God, they have to be fast swimmers then? So like they're swimming down to fucking fight giant squids, and those guys are like in the dark zone. So like that's gonna like it's gonna be like me on Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Well, I just put whales, so like that would involve like killer whales and stuff too, and they are
Yeah.
relatively surface hunters. So
Orcas?
Yeah.
So what, like a sperm whale? That's what it was.
Fucking a beluga.
Beluga
Whale.
whale's a smaller whale too, though, really, isn't it? Isn't a beluga
oh,
whale?
they typically surface for 5 to 15 minutes between dives. But let's see, as far as like sperm
They can
whales
hold
go.
their breath for a while, I thought.
Sperm whales can hold their breath for extended periods,
Oh.
up to 90 minutes, and they are known to dive to depths of over 10,000 feet
The
90 minutes?
for up to 2 hours.
Oh, what the fuck?
the Cuvivers, it's Cuvivers beaked whale, holds the record of being able to hold its breath for 138 minutes.
Jesus. Really isn't that much, though. That's just over 2 hours.
Yeah,
2 hours and 18 minutes? God damn, I couldn't imagine doing something for 2 hours and 18 minutes and be like, oh, I gotta go all the way back up here.
Right.
Then going back down again.
I don't know about your sex life.
Oh, but if we're down there for 138 minutes, we are not doing something right.
Someone is dead, and it's probably him.
Or it's down. I wonder what the hell's going on. That's like my brother was saying when somebody he works with says it takes him like 90 minutes to jerk off. Brian's like, God damn, buddy, you must suck in bed. Can't even please yourself in 90 fucking minutes.
Oh, no, that's called the antidepressant shuffle.
Like, God damn, buddy. You should be, what, 4 minutes tops, dude.
And that's why women need to
If
find
you're-
good, depressed men. They last longer thanks to the meds.
If you're jerking off for 90 minutes, I want to imagine 88 of that was looking for a video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't count that. What is that, foreplay for jerking yourself off? Finding the right videos of the foreplay for it? What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know who has 90 minutes free to do
Yeah.
that.
Someone
Like,
got kids.
See, or if I had a cat or a dog, the cat would jump on you at some fucking
Well,
point.
I used to work with
Knock
this
that
guy.
bitch away.
I used to work with this guy, and he used to tell everybody that he had a Pornhub premium account. He'd tell you, he didn't care. And he said that one time he was his wife and his kids was going to church, and he doesn't go to church, but they left. And he said so when they left, he said, well, I got the house to myself. So he said he went in there to the living room, sat down in his recliner, turned porn on the big screen, had it going, and he said his wife forgot something, came home and caught him watching porn, so now he's in the doghouse.
I hate that that's somebody's first thought when nobody else is home. Like, my first thought is, oh, thank God I don't have to close the bathroom door to use the bathroom.
Mine's it's time for a nap.
Yeah.
You can get uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah, mine is nothing really. I really don't know what first. When people aren't home, I'm like, sweet.
Mine's just so nobody knocks on the door. Like, I could have a solid 45-minute poop like a grown man. It'd be fine.
I feel like that's not healthy, though.
20 minutes of pooping. The other 20's going through TikToks.
The other 20 is finishing the video you found premeditatedly before you got in there and didn't realize it was a 45-minute long video.
And
Now you
also,
get in there and you're like, sitting there and you're shitting, you're like, goddamn, 30 minutes left. Well, we'll wait for that.
I will say I did an extra 20 minutes on the bike at the gym the other day because I got into a really good video. And I'm like, I can go another 20 minutes. I don't want to go try to run watching this.
I was like, one day I was, because I used to go to the gym at like 24-hour Fitness in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And they had like TVs on the treadmill, and I was watching, I think it was like Rick and Morty or something. I was just kind of mindlessly watching it. Next thing I know, someone's like tapping me on the shoulder and like, man, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, look at your time. I had been on there for 5 hours. And I'm like, how? I'm like, normally by now I've had to take like 3 potty breaks, and there's like, I don't know, man. He was like, you've been there for 5 hours, and I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Think of the calories you burn.
And it's like,
Oh,
goddamn,
yeah.
I put my entire day behind.
Yeah, I got off the treadmill, I'm like, I'm hungry.
I feel
Definitely
malnourished.
like throughout
I feel
all
definitely
the...
malnourished at this point.
Yeah.
I feel exhausted. This crumbles. Yeah.
But as soon as I stepped off, my legs started hurting. I'm like, ooh, yep.
Yeah, the last time I was forced to go to the gym, it was high school football. That's about it.
It's honestly my only solid hobby other than hanging out with you two schmucks. That's it. I lift heavy things and I go do that.
You need better hobbies.
I don't know.
I don't know. I do a lot of creative things, I guess.
I mean, I do color. I love coloring. I have a coloring book full of curse words back there that are fun. And video games. Although Assassin's Creed Shadow, I'm very frustrated with it. A lot. Because it's not just go to this place on the map. It's on the side. It is southwest of Sakai. It is west of Dubba-Dubba-Da. And it is close to this open thing. So
And if you've hit the fucking sand dune, you've gone too far.
yeah.
Like
So-
fucking
Well,
redneck
to be
instructions.
fair, I do like that as instructions for like the Assassin's Creed game because they shouldn't blindly like you find a piece of paper and you're like, go to 318 West Market Street. Now everybody fucking knows where you're going. At least this way, it's like, oh, it's a. I have to follow something, so it's like more of a code.
Yeah,
you have
I
to
mean,
solve.
it's nice, but it's like... And you,
I do like that with like the Hitman when
Yeah.
they rebooted it. Like it was find your target. Like you have a description, find them. Obviously, when you find them, it tells you like, hey, kill that one.
yeah.
But
I mean, you have scouts you can send out that'll help narrow it down. But it's just... And I don't... Like, they made the ninjutsu girl's ability to fight not super...
Ninja Turtle Girls.
Yeah, ninjutsu girl. But, like, she's... I don't know. Like, she gets killed real easy. And it's like, I've always played Assassin's Creed as more of a hack and slash. And I can't do that with her. I've got to...
Did you ever play Origins? Did you ever
Yes.
play Origins?
I've played Assassin's Creed games since 2.
Well, you know
Missing
how
out.
they're missing this finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Origins, they explain why they're missing that finger.
They cut it off so the blade comes out.
Yeah, but in Origins, he doesn't cut it off. And when he goes to stab somebody, he can't get the blade to come out. So he just shoots the blade and cuts the finger straight off.
Yep.
So in Origins, he actually cuts his finger off. So that's how they know to cut it off later.
Oh.
That's why all of them are cutting it off, so that blade has clear transparency to go through when it needs to. Because he was in a situation where he couldn't, and the guy was like fighting against him, and he had his hand like that, and just launched the blade and cut straight through his finger.
I know,
Just stabbed him.
I kind of love the...
Sick.
That's dope.
I kind of love the
Origins,
Valhalla. It's
Origins
on the
is
outside.
sick. I know Valhalla. My buddy is a real big fan of Valhalla. I've not played it. I haven't played it, but I really liked Origins.
I loved Origins. Origins was really good. I loved climbing on the freaking pyramids. That was fun.
Oh no, I like Black Flag.
Black Flag was amazing.
I
I've
played
heard
that
Black
one 'cause I was
Flag's
like,
really good. I
fun
had a buddy
pirate
who
game.
loved the one you just said,
Valhalla.
Valhalla. I had a buddy who loved Odyssey,
Odyssey was great, honestly, hands
but
down.
I
I've
really
always
liked
hated
Origins.
the modern part of
Yeah,
the Assassin's Creed
I get
games.
that.
Like if it was just solely set in that
Time period.
the time period that it's supposed
Origins.
to be in,
I
I
don't
would be
think
happy
you went
with.
back in time.
I don't think you did go. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I played Origins. Like I was on a
I know
PS4.
Origins had like DLC that came out for it too. It was pretty sick.
I liked Valhalla because instead of that being like the secret hidden blade here, like Ivor just had it on their forearm and just would like, bam, just punch you in the chest, like right in the heart with the blade. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but I
that's
think
functional.
Valhalla's they were a lot less secrets that they were going to kill you.
Yeah.
As
That's fair.
to in
It's
Assassin's
like, oh, this
Creed,
big
normal
fucking
ones.
brute.
Yeah.
No, I'm not an assassin.
Valhalla was. It's not even Assassin's Creed essentially. Valhalla was just like, we're kind of doing all kinds
Viking
of different
simulator.
Well,
culture.
no,
We're kinda,
Valhalla.
well,
it-
what I'm saying is like, it is Assassin's Creed, but they weren't secretive.
yeah, no.
Like the most percent of the Assassin's Creed is meant to be stealthy and in the shadows and be hidden. And Valhalla, everything I've seen from Valhalla, is like, just charge that guy and kill him.
Yeah.
Which is very not Assassin's Creed. That's just murder. I mean,
I gotta use the bathroom now.
oh, what I was gonna say earlier before you guys talked about James Cotton.
Yeah.
When I worked at Menards, there's a dude who came in and worked for an energy company or whatever.
Yeah.
He used to be an Ohio State defensive end. His name was Robert Rose.
Yeah.
Big motherfucker. He's like 6'5". He didn't do much. I think he got in trouble when he was there. But he was big, dude. He played multiple games for Ohio State. Has
Oh, yeah.
stats.
So while you were in the house tinkling, we had a discussion.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Oh yeah.
Favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, Adam Sandler movie.
Mine is, for the context, because we did talk about it off camera.
Mhm.
Mine is Billy Madison.
Okay.
And mine's a toss-up between Happy Gilmore and Little Nicky.
Little Nicky is such a good
He's
I like
pretty.
Waterboy.
Waterboy. See, he's a woman.
He is. He's the basic white chick.
Any woman I've ever dated, one of their favorite Adam Sandler movies is always Waterboy.
Ellie's
And
favorite.
that's what we were talking
Waterboy.
about. When Ellie was out here, he was like, yeah, that was Ellie's one of her favorite movies growing up. And she walked out here to ask a question. I said, we were just talking about you. And it was her favorite movie, Waterboy.
Although the scene where the old man gets hit in the head with the baseball, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it fills me with joy every time. Like I found that like on an hour loop on YouTube once. I'm like, I'll leave this up. I need to laugh.
You know a scene I laugh at knowing it's going to happen every single time, but it gets me every single time? It's Benchwarmers. Whenever Gus is mowing the lawn and John Heder picks up that rock and throws it, and it fucking shoots out and hits fucking David Spade right in the crotch. And he just drops. Just the noise it makes when it sounds like it hits him in the nuts makes me laugh every time, dude. So funny.
For me, it's oh crap, the Johnny Knoxville movie where he in the Special Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah.
When the fuck did we get ice cream? It's like
it's
Yes.
good. The ringer.
yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one. I like that line. That line's funny as shit,
That's one of
too.
those movies I feel bad admitting that I like.
It was an ad lib line too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't even supposed to be there.
And any line from Blazing Saddles.
I was also. So you see Grandma's Boy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you know the scene where JP's like against the wall, but he's like this. He's got his coat tucked over his head, and then the main dude walks by and he like says something to him. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, JP?" or something like that. Or makes fun of him. And he's like, "How did he see me?" That was 100% made up. That, like they said they had it. They needed to cut from scene to scene because it was showing the two people talk, and they needed to have some way to break the scene. And
Yeah.
Nick Swartzen told that guy to go out there. He's like, "Hey, go out there, go put yourself against that wall, and pretend like people can't see you." And then he did it, and then like he says something to him, and then that's when he looked at the camera. He's like, "How did he see me?" He said it was all Nick Swartzen. Nick Swartzen told him to do every bit of that. He said
That's
he's
right.
like a lot of people think Nick Swartzen is just like a off the rails comedian. He said, but he is a comedic genius.
Hell yeah.
He said that was all 100. He's like, and that's people's favorite scene of mine from that movie. And it is merely I was just doing it because someone told me it would be funny.
That's
And
great.
It's very funny. 'Cause there was the guy that played JP in it. He was the one talking about it. I was like, damn, that's so fucking funny. Yeah, so Waterboy.
Waterboy's a quality movie.
It's a good
Waterboy.
movie. I'm not against it by any way, shape, or form.
I mean, I love those stupid kind of movies like The Replacements. Love that. Keanu Reeves is a quarterback. I can watch that.
From the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
There. He lost Ohio State the Sugar Bowl against Arizona State in that
Like,
movie.
that's one of those movies that I will not turn off if it's on. I'll just let it play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually in a fantasy football league where it's called the Shane Falcos of the world.
Ah, I got.
And the commissioner of it, he's the Washington Sentinels.
Ah, cool.
That's his
Hell
team.
yeah.
My team, of course, is the Alligatorville Mansupians.
All right.
You don't remember that because you didn't have that class with me. But me and Jake had English. When we was in English 3, we were doing this book report on Follow the River.
Yeah.
And Jake's title, the title of it was Follow the River. And she's like, we can't have the title of the book as your title. And she's like, you have to have some sort of different title. And he's like, well, what should my title be? I was like, Alligatorville Man Soup. I was like, or not Alligatorville. I said, Alligator Man Soups. And he's like, what? And I said, Alligator Man Soup. He goes, okay. And I typed down, she's like, Jake, I will not give you any credit if you have that. And she's like, actually, I might give you some credit if you can explain it. Obviously, you know Jake, so you couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do it for you, Jake. She's like, go ahead. I said, it's an alligator, right? She's like, yeah, it's following the river. The river's got to lead to a bigger body of water. Alligator. Who's doing it? Man's walking. What do they eat along the way? Soup. Sums up a bunch. And she's like,
Yeah.
man doesn't follow the river. It's about a woman. I haven't read it. So, got me there.
But the rest of the points.
Yeah, but woman. How about alligator a woman soup?
So I got kicked out of 10th grade English because we were reading a Memoirs of the Geisha style book, and my teacher had a speech impediment, and the way she said tentacles didn't sound right, and I laughed, and I got sent to the office, and she failed me for the year.
Tentacles.
Yeah, until my grandma went in and yelled at her, and then she gave me a C+ and retired shortly after.
That's fair.
I got kicked
Grandma
out
for the
of.
win.
I got kicked out of that same class I was just talking about because I asked the teacher if she was a necrophiliac.
I don't think you should ask anybody if they're a necrophiliac.
You wouldn't.
But I feel like
Short
it's
of-
good information to have.
I mean, short of the lead singer of Avenged Sevenfold. That's that.
Yeah.
I feel like you should. That should be information that everyone is required to give you.
I don't really
Because I want to know if I die if you're fucking or saving me first. Like if I'm, oh, there he is. I'm in. You know.
I mean,
I would rather know I'm getting CPR, not DPS, baby.
I mean, if they're necrophiliacs, they're not going to go until I'm dead, anyways. So I
But
mean,
what if
But
what if
I'm-
you're
what if-
fresh enough dead that the
They could've
motion
saved
can
you.
like restart your heart, and then you wake up? I mean,
My
that's
only
Save-
thing is this. All right, let's say you're in a room with a necrophiliac.
saved by the pound.
Yeah.
The pound. That's saved by the pound. That's fucking
in for
sure.
a penny, out for a pound.
But I mean, what my point is here, like, let's say you die and you're in a room with a necrophiliac who's also got EMS training. Okay? Would you rather him try to save you or fuck you?
Save me.
Yeah.
But
same.
no, you're dead. There it is.
They're like, oh, thank God.
I mean,
Please come back to life.
I'd
As I keep
rather
going.
it be a necrophiliac than a cannibal.
But I mean, well, to be fair, I'm dead. I don't care either way.
Yeah, I
but
don't
if
want
you could be brought back, that's the point here.
If I could be brought back, save me.
Yeah.
That's my point. But I asked her if she was a necrophiliac. She told me no, she doesn't. She doesn't find dead bodies attractive. And then I proceeded to say, you don't have to find them attractive. You just have to bone them. And then she told me to get out of her class.
Well, you shouldn't say the word bone to a teacher. I don't
That's
think.
what got her.
Yeah, I think of the word bone.
But that's when I went out in the hallway and pretended to be the hall monitor.
Yep.
Did you have an orange vest?
No.
Oh.
I have orange hair. Close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
And people were like, we don't have hall monitors. I said, we didn't, but I'm a troubled child. They want to correct me. By giving me some form of power. And people are like, God damn, that's believable. Because every day, all up until like the second to last day of school, when I went down to the office, Mr. Owens told me I could be a positive example or a negative example. And I said, buddy, it's 2 days left.
Were-
I don't think I can do enough positive in the world to fix what I've done negative today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was she at least a substitute teacher?
Nah, she's my everyday teacher.
Oh, Jesus.
Her name was Miss Yurik.
Huh.
She also actually one time, it was really funny because my buddy Jake, I've talked about before, he was dyslexic, and she also kicked me out for laughing because he was did a loud sigh so he didn't have to read. She kicked me out because she thought I was making fun of him.
Yeah.
But Jake's one, I did make fun of him often for it, but I wasn't
Right.
making fun in that instance. But Jake one day, just out of the blue, because Jake was just kind of a wild card, he'd ask random questions. And she was walking by, and he's like, Miss Yuri, you don't have babies. And she's like, someday, Jake. And I said, what? So what you two doing? And she had taken it as how he asked it was, are you and your husband going to have children someday? That's how she heard it. That's not what came out.
Oh,
So I proceeded to say, wow, what are you two trying to do? And then she got really red in the face, and Jake got really red in the face, and then everybody pointed and laughed at him. It made them feel really, really, both of them really, really self-conscious for the rest of the
how
day.
on earth did you graduate high school?
Summer school.
Yeah.
That
Summer school
exact
and me
teacher.
pushing him real hard senior year.
That exact teacher. Actually, how I passed, not even going to lie, how I graduated was my guidance counselor told me that I have 3 English classes and I could stand to fail one of them. She said, just pass the other 2. She said, if you fail one the first 9 weeks and the third 9 weeks, you can make it up in summer school. I said, okay.
Yep.
That's how I passed.
It's like his
I
brother
should've-
getting his diploma in the mail like 3 years later. 8 years later.
Like, yeah, at least. But I will say that I could have had better. Well, I was smart enough to get my diploma. I just was fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Super lazy. But whatever. I spent more time trying to do stupid shit than my normal shit.
Yeah.
It all turned out though. I got a diploma.
Hey.
Diploma's a diploma, baby.
Right.
C's get degrees.
C degrees. Yep.
Actually, C minuses also get degrees.
Summer school.
And I did the most shit in summer school too, dude. I did more shit in summer school than I did in her class the entire year. Only to see Dylan Martinez and Lucas Cox playing RuneScape. I was like, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I did my fucking, like, we had to turn in little notebooks. My notebook was about that big from all the fucking shit I did. Lucas and Dylan's was like, theirs had their name on it still. That was it. Those motherfuckers just playing RuneScape. And we were being judged upon our graduation for how much work we did. And then I watched them proceed to give Dylan and Lucas their diploma, and then give me mine. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, they just probably didn't want to see either one of them again.
Yeah, reasonable, especially Dylan. Lucas wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't for me and you, really. And Michael.
Yeah.
Lucas is a real one, though, let me tell you. I looked at Lucas one time, because I had English 2 and 3, and so did he. And then the next year I was going to have to take English 2, 3, and 4, because I just didn't do shit. I looked at Lucas, and I'm like, Lucas, you should fill English 2 so we can take it again next year. He's like, okay. And Lucas proceeded to intentionally fail English 2, so me and him could have English 2, 3, and 4 the next year.
So I failed basically 10th grade English, so I had to take like a random English my senior year. But they gave me the C, but like they're like, you need to take a better, get a better score for college stuff. So I took 2 Englishes my first semester of my senior year, and it was absolutely no hard work whatsoever. Like I literally just And then the second semester of high school, my senior year, I just showed up for band at the end of the day. So
Yeah, I think we told you how I passed freshman English. I passed English 1 because
Yeah.
I was reading through these ballads that we were supposed to turn in. I did not
oh
turn
yeah, I
one
remember
in.
you told me this.
Yeah, I did not turn one in. Let's keep that in mind. I passed this. This was the sole purpose of passing grade. I did not turn one in, and I passed because I was reading through them, even though I was told I wasn't allowed to read through them. Which means I read through them and handed it to Anthony if I thought it was entertaining enough, and he also read through them.
Yeah.
But I read through it. One of them talked about blowing up the school, and I turned the kid in. But I told her, and she turned him in, and she gave me a C- for reporting somebody for wanting to blow up the school.
Yeah.
So I passed because I snitched on somebody. Gang life, baby. But it was funny. And then it finds out it was not serious. It was a dare. Someone bet him $10 that he wouldn't do it, and he did it. So.
Yeah.
So and I actually told him I was the one that told on him and got him in trouble. I said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, some kids broke into the middle school when we were like not there, and like put a bunch of explosives that they can find. Like, what do you call it? The stuff you use to blow up guns. Tannerite.
Oh, Tannerite.
Yeah, they put a bunch of tannerite around the boiler in the middle school. The whole thing. Westfall is weird.
I know when Anthony was in musical, when I was in set crew, there was a bomb threat called in.
Yeah.
Because we just sat out in Anthony's car waiting for him to tell us we could go in the building.
Yeah.
Once we got to go in there, god damn it, dude! That was probably my favorite 3-day stretch I've ever been part of. Oh my god, dude! Let me fucking tell you, those motherfuckers brought it was like 200 Arby's sandwiches. Eat as many as you wanted. I was plowing those bitches down because I didn't do anything except for drag one thing on stage.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then they had 200 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. But fuck, I probably put down 18 of them. Dude,
Yeah, it was
pizza.
insane the amount of food they gave us.
Yeah, it pizza. The last day. Dude, I put down so much food.
My favorite part
I was
about
taking
Bomb
food
Threat
home.
was the fact, was the fact that half the people were still just halfway in their makeup.
And I do,
dress.
yeah, I do actually remember who called in the bomb threat.
Yeah.
And he did it because it was supposed to be a cedar prank, and a lot of people were supposed to call it in. And then it actually fucked his whole pathway up.
Yes, it did.
He had a full ride scholarship to Tennessee to play fullback. And he called in the bomb threat when everybody said they were all going to call it in, and then he got in trouble for inducing panic, and the scholarship was revoked.
Yeah, I don't know why you would think that would be a good time.
You'd have to know the guy. He wasn't a smart guy.
CTE?
Maybe. He's funny. He's a good guy. I like the guy.
He stupidly used the one payphone that was left in town that had a camera pointing directly at it.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
you would have honestly been better off using your cell phone at that point.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I like him a lot. He's my brother's buddy.
That was back in the early 2010s. You could have got a burner phone
Yeah.
at a gas station.
That's what I said. He could have easily used, because his cell phone was prepaid.
Oh yeah, he'd been fine.
Because I told him that, because this was a couple years later, I went out drinking with him. And he was like, it was when we had the original Four Locos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we were just hanging out, and he bought me 5 of them.
Oh, God.
I'm like, all right, cool, bet. And he was telling me about it. I said, man, you could have just used your cell phone. I'm like, because
it was
you weren't on a plan, were you? He said, no, I had one of those Virgin Mobile cell phones. And I'm like, you could have used your cell phone easier.
I seen him at a party 3 or 4 years after that. I was talking to him, and he's like, "What's up, Daddy?" Because he knew my brother. He's good friends with my brother.
Yeah.
So he called me Little Daddy, and I was like, "Not much, man." I was like, "Not much." I said, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Nah, dude." He said, "I'm gonna fuck about 6 bitches tonight." And then I seen him 2 hours later, and his head was buried in his hands. I said, "How's it going, brother?" He said, "Not good." I said, "How many bitches you get to?" He's like, "Fuck you, dude."
He went too bold.
Yeah.
Did he die?
He's like,
Okay. For some reason I thought he died.
Yep, under 6 bitches.
I suffocated under 6
Nah.
bitches that night.
That's
All of them were
Achilles.
Bessie.
Achilles gets bitches.
I know somebody that played semi-professional football against him, and he got hit by him. He got tackled by him. A dude I know that played against him, his name was Josh Hyson.
Yeah.
He played against him, and he said he got hit. He got tackled one time, and he said it was the hardest hit he's ever experienced in his entire fucking life.
Hardest hit I've ever experienced is from him.
Not me.
Wrestling ring.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched Anthony get hit while trying to tackle somebody, and it was a funny day. But we was playing backyard football, and one of the guys, there's a guy, his name was Dalton Blevins. He was 6'9", probably pushing 350, 360.
Big old boy.
And Anthony, about the same size he is now, because he kind of stopped growing from the 8th grade.
Yeah.
But about the same size, maybe an inch or two taller, maybe an inch or two smaller from then. But he attempted to tackle him. By attempted to tackle him, he tackled him, but this boy ran straight through Anthony. I tell people about it all the time. I said, dude, Anthony stood up and he's like, got him. And Anthony's shoulder was here. And his shoulder was just dislocated like a mother.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And we're like, Jesus Christ. And Anthony's like, I'm good. He just pops it back in and we're like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Because we were going to call it, because they're like, yeah, if somebody gets hurt, we'll call it. Because But some of us, I played
We were
football.
taking our fucking ACTs the next day.
It was Friday, and I played football. So, like, I mean, I didn't play,
Yeah.
but if I had to go out there and play, we were out there playing tackle fucking football before this game even started. And Anthony dislocates his shoulder, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
My
Yeah.
ACT, I remember it distinctively. I worked and did closing at Arby's, and then went to a poker game and drank, and then showed up the ACT 5 minutes before we were supposed to start without a calculator. I got a fucking 30.
I don't remember what I got. Mine wasn't very high.
I just ride high on that 30 because I was hungover and tired, and I got a 30.
I only took it once, and I don't think I did very good.
I know that one was my lowest because I took one before. I think I ended up like the 24, and then that one I got a 19 on. But to be fair, it was my right shoulder that had dislocated, and I couldn't hold the pencil for very long. I actually ran out of time before I could complete the test because I couldn't get the answers on the paper.
Yeah, I don't think I did very good on it. I want to say I did 20 or below. But I'm not.
I think you ended up.
I'm
I think
not
we got the same. I think you got like a 19
I
that
think
time
so.
too.
Because I just don't think I'm not a very good test taker. Like, I know the stuff, but when it comes to a test, I get nervous and start overthinking shit. I'm also one of the people that gets like real not superstitious, but what is it? Maybe it's superstitious. But like if you go and you know the answer's a C, the second one you know is a C, the third one you're like
yeah.
questionable and you're like, C
Paranoid.
could be paranoid.
Yeah.
So I'm like sitting there and I'm like, that one's not a C, dude. They're not going to put 3 C's in a row. And then you're like, I'll skip it. Then you go to the next one, you're like, that one's C. You're like, okay, now it's definitely not C. What's happening?
Statistically,
And then you look at
C
it,
is
probably
the most
C.
common answer.
Yeah,
though.
then you look at it and you're like, dude, that's got to be the answer.
Well, we took a test in 6th grade, and the teacher purposefully made every answer C, so people would just second guess themselves.
That's evil.
Oh, 100%. Like a bunch of people failed because there's no way the answer is C. And like I think like D or A was always a close enough answer, but he did it like that, and he was like, and I like got through the test. I'm like, all of them are C, and I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I was the only one that got 100 because even if I didn't know it, I still guessed C. I'm like, screw it. It's
in
a
the-
straight line. It is
In
what
the
it is.
5th grade, we had a teacher who, he said, this test is all about reading directions. And he said, it's pretty much what you do for the whole test is just reading what it wants you to do. And like, it was a math test, and like you did, you like read the thing, and then like, the first question's like at the bottom of the page, or the second portion of the page is where the test starts. This is something, and then people stop reading there.
Yeah.
And then people go down to the second section and start doing it there. But if you kept reading that, it says, put your name on your paper and flip your paper over. So like, once you got done reading it, you just made sure your name was at the top of the paper and then flip your paper over.
Yeah.
And he said, and his thing was, when you're done with the test, flip it over.
Yeah.
So like, and it was really the people that didn't read that part and just started doing it because people think they're smarter than what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would like read it, like they'd see people flipping their papers over, and they're like, how are they so quick? And like all of the questions were like junior and college level questions.
Yeah.
We're in the 5th grade.
Oh god.
So it's like, you're like, what the fuck? Man, like, I don't know how to solve this. And you're trying everything in your power to solve it. And like, he let it go. And this was back before we switched classes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we could be in this class. Literally, most of us just sat there like this, waiting for like the kids who did not follow directions to finish their test. And once they finished it, they flipped it over and he goes, all right, anybody who did anything on their tests, that's an F. And like he flipped her paper over, he literally would walk by. He literally would walk by and he'd walk by and he was grading everybody's test. And someone's like, how do you get an F on this? And he's like, read the directions. And you go back and read the directions and it says, this is where the test is completed, flip the paper over.
I always
And
lost
it's
points.
fuck, dude.
Always lost points for not putting my name on it. I'm like, I'm the only Jared here. Like, you don't really need to worry about me putting Jared on the page. You know who it is. I have the terrible handwriting class. We're fine.
How's it, Josh?
Same test. I actually got like a 90 as far as the answers themselves go because I got bored waiting. So I flipped it over and
yeah.
started doing everything on a separate piece of paper. And he was like, because he's like, Crouch, did you read the... I'm like, yeah. Showed him. I only had my name on it. He was like, what are you doing? I said, I wanted to see if I could solve the Test.
I-
It's like,
I-
and he like started looking through it. He's like, give me a second. He takes it, goes up, like reads through because he actually had an answer
Yeah.
sheet for it. And he's like, holy shit! If this was an actual test, you got a 90. He's like, these are college level questions. And I'm like, yay, numbers, autism.
We did in chemistry class. We had she had like this little. She was grading a bunch of tests. She was behind on tests, and she was like, "Well, I'm just going to give everybody this little college level brain teaser," and she's like, "If you could solve it, whoever solves it, whatever." And I needed to get on the computer because I needed to do a book. I needed to finish like a book report for one of my many English classes. So I was like chilling, and like it was a brain teaser. So you're trying to solve where everybody was sitting by the clues they gave you, and I was like doing something. And I like walked up there and I was like, I'm done. She's like, what? She's like, it's been 6 minutes. I said, yeah, I'm done. And she like looked at it and she's like, holy shit. Or she's like, oh, not holy shit. She's like, oh my god, you're right. You're done. I said, can I go on the computer? And she's like, yeah. And then like I like walked by. I walked because me and Anthony sat next to each other. So I told Anthony, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm done. And then I said something, and I told him what the first table was. And then once you had the first table, everything else could have fell into place anyway. So I told Anthony, and I go over there and get on the computer. And then Anthony is like a minute and a half, 2 minutes after me, turns his in. And she's like, yeah, you're right. So me and Anthony go over there, and then I was like sitting there, and I had Microsoft Word popped up, getting ready to type, and then I look over, and Anthony's playing Box Head Zombies, and I was like, okay. So I closed mine out, played Box Head Zombies the whole time too. Did not get a good grade on my book report, but we did get pretty high on Box Head Zombies that class, because it was the whole class period we basically got.
How did you guys do on the ASVAB?
I think I did pretty well on the ASVAB, but I didn't write my name on it.
No, he
I
didn't.
remember you telling me this story. Yeah.
Yeah. We sent it to Anthony's house.
Yeah.
I know I scored high enough. The Air Force called my grandparents. I'm like,
I did all right.
He actually scored higher than me.
But
yeah.
I sent it in. Also, if we go into like the higher graduation tests, OGTs,
yeah.
it's really funny too, because like I said, I'm not a good test taker by any means necessary. I ended up having to take the fucking science like 3 times just so I finally passed it. But like, if you looked at Anthony's was like proficient, above proficient. All of his was really good.
Yeah.
Then you look at mine, it's like 400 on reading, 402 on social studies. Then you look at my math, it's like 435. It was like my math, I'm proficient in math, but everything else I was just fucking very across on the border. I failed the science the first time with the 399.
I had to take the
Yeah,
English
Florida
twice because they had the first time they were testing OGTs out of people was when I went to Florida for Disney for the band, and I came back and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do these tests this week. And I'm like, fuck you, I've been on a bus. You want me to what? And like I scored like proficient or above and everything else. It was like English is like, fuck, dude, this is day 3. I've got a cold. Fuck you all.
The best part is the reason I failed the science one. I remember like it was yesterday too, because they didn't want kids to sit there and distract other kids if they were done with their test early. So they would give you like they tap the pencil. When they tapped the pencil, it was like, hey, this is the warning mark. If you hear the pencil tap the first time, that's for the kids that are already done. They can go ahead and in 5 minutes their test is done. They can go ahead and leave, go to the gym or go to class or whatever bullshit whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And then but after that you still had another hour and a half to take the test.
Yeah.
So I fell asleep during the
gosh.
science one. I was out cold during the science one. So I heard them tap the pencil, and I had looked up and I didn't see all the same kids. So I was like, fuck, I've slept through the entire thing. I have an hour and a half to get this test done. Or I thought it was a 5-minute mark, because I was like, I have 5 minutes to get this done, because the next time they would tap the pencil was at the 5-minute mark for the last time. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm fucked. So I'm like, I just went through, and I was like, question 5 out of like 30. And I just went through and just marked all these answers and just bullshit stuff down. Didn't have anything clue. And then like they're like, all right, you can leave your test there, and you guys can leave the gym. And I stood up, and I realized kids were still sitting down. And I was like, wrong 5-minute mark. But then I was like, I test's got answers on it. And then I left. And I did not sit back down and finish it. But I did get a $3.99 on pure guessing.
That's
So-
impressive.
Oh yeah.
So I said, fuck that. But I was like, ooh, I think the kid next to me went to the bathroom. And that's why I was like, oh no, someone's gone. I'm fucked. And then I proceeded to realize, that's on me.
Yeah, that happens.
So I had a whole hour and a half. I probably could have got it. And then I had to retake the test. They said that when I was talking to the guidance counselor, when she's giving me the test again, she's like, you literally failed it by one question. And I was like, tough.
Yeah.
But then I failed it again. She's like, you gotta pass this.
It's
I
the
told her
graduation
what happened the
test.
first time, and she's like, you were better. The first time when you fell asleep and guessed, you were better than when you tried. I was like, that's
Like fall asleep
That's
one question
sad.
later.
I was like, that's not nice. But that guidance counselor also got fired for making fun of a kid's answer on the OGT. Not our year. When we
Yeah.
were seniors, she made fun of somebody's OGT, and she got fired.
Yeah.
She was slipping you a melatonin. Do
But she
fine.
also used to cuss at me all the time too, because she'd be like, "Hey," she's like, "I know you're smart, because you're a smart ass." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, dude."
I mean, you are a talented smartass.
I can be pretty.
You're
talented.
very witty.
Yeah. I can do that. That's something that's a trait that's passed on from my father.
Witty
Yeah.
and Conway Twitty.
Yeah,
Right.
My dad's pretty witty with stuff he says.
Just about the hair.
Like they said,
But like the
at work, they used to go across the radio at my dad's work, and they would say "daddy" on the radio. Everybody just enjoys it. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They say "daddy," or they say "Randy Daddy" or something like that. And he'd be like, "Yeah." And this guy came up to him. He's like, "What's your first name?" And he said, "Randy." And he goes, "Good, because I refuse to call you Daddy." And my dad's like, "What?" He's like, "That's what they call you on the radio all the time." And it is Randy Daddy? And he goes, he's like, "No." They said, "They call me Randy Daddy. My last name's Daddy." And he goes, "Oh, so no one calls you Daddy?" He goes, "Not just the women." That's a joke, but he's like, "Just the women do?" And he's like, no. He's like, "No, they're saying Daddy on the radio," which I've had happen to me before. I've had somebody come to me like, "I'm not going to call you Daddy, dude." I'm like, "Why would you?" He's like, "'Cause that's your last name." I said, "It doesn't even have an A in it. Where the fuck is the ad coming from?"
Yeah.
It's
D-E.
It's the Southern Ohio like way of pronouncing
Like,
things.
what the hell, dude? It's
'Cause
D-E. I also-
Daddy sounds like daddy. It's daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also get deity all the time. People say deity. Like, what the
Like
fuck?
King Dedede.
Like deity, like
Oh.
a godly figure.
Yeah. So legitimately, when he told me that your name, and like Joshua Daddy, I was like, deity? Like, is he a penguin? Are we gonna have a giant penguin man with a hammer on the head? Because I'm all for that.
But I was just like,
We're
what the
painting
fuck?
you pink to make you look like Kirby for it. But
Bad.
I'll be
But-
Donkey Kong.
But I've had people pronounce it like looking at it. Like when they look at it and see how it's spelled, they're like, oh, that's deity. Like, there's not an I in there, man.
No. I
It's
mean,
two
to be
T's.
fair, it's still that Southern Ohio education.
It's close to debt.
Well,
Yeah.
Debt.
if
I'm like,
lazy-
but my thing is this one. I start thinking about it. I'm like, you've seen you know words that are spelled very similar. Why are you fucking it up so bad? You've seen the word petty spelled. You've seen the word Betty spelled.
People fuck up my last name, and it's Crouch.
Yours is reasonable though. Yeah. My last name is kind of normal.
I'm lucky to be Smith, but no one's ever spelled my first name right ever. Not even certain members of my fucking family. I've gotten Jared right.
How's your Jared spelled?
J-A-R-O-D. Jarod. Actually, I am named
I
after...
think I always spelled Jerrod.
Mine is the lawyer off an old TV show called Big Valley. My mom had really high hopes. I became a social worker.
Yeah, my name's
Shoot
just-
for the stars.
Yeah.
Joshua.
If you miss, you at least land.
My middle
among the
name's
stars
my
or
middle name's
something
kind of
like
unique.
that. I don't
My
know.
middle name's Lorne.
No.
Like
for the
Lorne
moon.
Michaels?
No, like Lorne, like the word corn.
Yeah, Lorne. Lorne Michaels.
How does he spell it?
Think that way, L-O-R-N.
Oh, does he?
He's the guy who like...
I know.
runs SNL.
I've only ever met one person named spelled Lauren similar to me, and that is a guy I went to school with named Jimmy Neer. His name was James Lorne Neer, but his was L-O-R-N-E.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's an E on the end of it, too.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's
Lorne.
mine. I named after my grandpa and my uncle. Their name is Owen Lauren Mason, and it's L-O-R-N-E.
His full name's Lorne Michael Lipowitz.
I see why they dropped the Lipowitz.
Born in 1944. Damn. Canadian.
will say this at work.
Well said.
At work, there's me, right?
Yeah.
Josh Deddy. There's a Josh French, Josh Chandler, Josh Morgan, Josh Neff, Josh Smith. I'll say there's another Josh. I don't remember right now. Oh, Josh Tackett. 7 Joshes. I'm Deddy. French is French. Morgan is Morgan. Neff is Neff. Josh Smith is Neck Rose because he has a giant neck rose tattoo.
Hmm.
Josh Tackett is JT. And then I don't want there was and Josh Chandler. Everybody calls him Luke because that's his middle name. No one. We have 7 Joshes, and not a single one of us goes by the name Josh. That's what I was pointing out to somebody like, yeah, Josh is one of the most common names. I said, it's probably the most common name, but also the least used name in the building.
Yeah.
I said, because we have all these Joshes, and everybody just calls us all by our last names.
Because even when I talk about you, I talk Daddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
Which is, if you do that around Brandon, he gets upset because he's Daddy. But it's funny because, like, what's even funnier is this. I've always told this to Brandon, too.
I just
So-
call him B Diddy.
See, Brandon was called Daddy by all of his
wouldn't do that,
friends.
but either.
Tyler was called Daddy by all of his friends. And I was called Daddy by all of my friends. However, Brandon was often referred to as B Daddy. Tyler was often referred to as T Daddy. And I was never referred to as J Daddy. I was just Daddy.
Yeah.
So, fuck them motherfuckers.
Tyler's just Beta Wolf.
Tyler is Beta Wolf. Tyler's fine.
Forever and for always.
Beta Wolf lives in us all.
For a guy who skips leg day, I have amazing calves. This is the one I tore. Sorry. I might be a little tired. I'm staring at my leg muscles in the camera.
I got calves.
Oh yeah, we're big guys. Big guys. Every big guy has decent calves.
You carry around the weight.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I've got the German heritage. My fucking legs.
No hair?
The German heritage.
Oh.
Big legs.
No.
I thought you meant German hair.
Yeah, I thought all your,
With
all your
age.
leg hairs just did something like that.
German.
They
German.
all-
I thought you meant German hair with age. I was like, bald, huh? Interesting.
You hear some more texture music, all your leg hairs just go pop up right in the, just at that angle.
Huh.
You ever slept with a girl that's Jewish, your pubes would run away in fear?
Or, hear me out. You guys might have a spark.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's how we like
a
the
bit
oven.
gassy. Yeah, a bit gassy.
You should take her to Taco Bell first. Just, make it a whole round.
You know, it's worse than being Jewish. Just kidding. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with being Jewish.
Yeah, no, being Jewish is awesome. Technically,
I know a guy. Actually, my stepsister's boyfriend is Jewish, but isn't like a following of Judaism. He just was born into a Jewish family, and he yelled at me when he found out I didn't like bacon. So he's a Jewish guy that likes bacon.
According to 23andMe, I'm 10% Coptic Jewish, like Egyptian Jewish.
You sure you
Yeah.
want me to meet your...
Yeah, he's cool. He doesn't care. I've said Jewish jokes around me.
Alright. I make fun of people equally. It don't matter.
Yeah, he makes fun of everyone.
Yeah, and I'm a week into being black, so I'm not racist. I can't be racist. It's not possible.
That's not how that works.
Name one.
It's lack of melanin.
Hold on. Name one black person that's racist.
Cat Williams.
No, it's not true. Go ahead, say Oprah. That's not true.
I wasn't gonna say Oprah. Why would I say Oprah?
Because Oprah is notoriously racist.
Oh.
None. You're right.
Dave Chappelle.
Doesn't count.
How does that not count?
He's also not racist. Dave Chappelle's funny.
He's hilarious.
He's also from Ohio, so
Yeah.
Trump card on that one. Always. Never racist if you're from Ohio.
I think Trump card takes on a different meaning now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
Ooh. I meant Trump like euchre Trump.
My cousin has a white privilege card in his wallet.
That's a Trump card, actually.
Yeah.
These days.
It is. Now, speaking of Trump cards, that's what one is. Yeah. Because it's also the age-old thing that black people. Everybody says if you're the only people that can be racist are white males. They're racist and sexist.
I'm 100% stand by that. Most of the worst human beings I've met are white males.
I don't know how to do
I mean, based on statistics alone, I told Einan if he ever gets lost to find a big black man
Mm-hmm.
or a black family
Yep.
and have them help, and said, and I'll take the ass ripping that I'm going to get, especially if it's an older black lady, because I've been yelled at a Waffle House by an older black lady, and it's never fun, but it's always deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what I did. I think, I spilt the syrup by mistake, and I tried to clean it,
from Florida.
and she started yelling at me.
Unless she's from Florida.
Well, that's why you don't go to Florida.
Because
Unless you're gonna go
there's
meet the giant.
there's multiple stories of Florida women being black. I see this one where this lady was from Florida and she was babysitting this white family, and then they were paying her whatever, and she babysat for multiple times. She wanted more money this time, so she figured she'd kidnap the kids, and she told them that if they didn't pay her a certain amount of money, she was going to kill the kids. And then they said, all right, we agree to pay you the money. Then when they showed up, they said, what's that burning? And it was the two kids in a fucking sack that she set on fire.
Jesus.
Damn.
Why do I
And
feel
still
like?
wanted the money.
Huh.
She's like, I gave you them back. She didn't say I'd give them back to you alive. Okay, hold on. I think we're getting into semantics here.
I feel like this has officially gone completely off the rails when we started talking. There was like an
That's true story though.
yeah, like Avenue Q almost in the levels of awkward. Although one of my favorite musicals, Avenue Q.
Well, I mean, it's not really awkward. It's just that it's a real story. So Florida, anything.
Everything's fucked up in Florida.
I don't think anybody's racist. I don't think anybody's sexist. I think we're all Floridist.
Like
We look at people from Florida and we're like, judge them different. For sure, judge them different.
They have a whole different set of criteria to meet.
Because like in Florida, you can hit somebody with your car while being drunk and high at full speed, kill the person, you get 30 days in jail.
Well, that was different. He was a football player, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but a football player named Henry Ruggs just hit a lady 4 years ago and killed her and her dog and served 5 years in prison.
For the dog.
Probably.
I feel like animal-related crimes always tend to carry a higher.
well,
Is that a stab at Michael Vick here?
Yes.
yeah.
Because Michael Vick was notorious for fighting and killing dogs, served 3 years in jail. Plexico Burris shot himself in the leg in a nightclub in Florida and went to prison for 5 years.
All I know is when it comes to Florida,
That's how I'll have 3 of those will happen at the same time.
for me, my whole
Damn.
thing of Florida is they looked at Matt Gaetz and were like, you know what? I want Butthead to run for my city. Rapey Butthead. That's who I want to run my part of the country.
Florida's just different.
I mean,
Florida's
we
a
did have
different-
Jerry Springer.
a different breed of things.
Like, so that was the thing.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer was cool.
So, on that note, Jerry,
Jerry.
rush your soul. We've been 2 Up Podcast.
Peace.
We'll see you next time.
Stay hood, homie.
Maybe if I can find this button.
Stop.